Hey everybody. Hey everybody. Welcome to Filmmaking 101. Or should I say Brian Bertino, who directed this thing. Welcome to Filmmaking 101 and you fucked it up. God. I had not heard about this movie at all. At all. And I found it and I got it and I decided to watch it. I got it weeks ago and it's been kind of like in my head. You know, I really need to give this thing a look because, well, one, I actually like monster movies. And I said, hey, let me just, it's an independent, I don't know, IFC channel. I don't know if it's a, I haven't looked up if it, I don't think it went to theaters, but it probably was just like a Netflix release or something like that, IFC release, maybe straight to video. And it's called The Monster. Hey, The Monster. And such a simple name, such a simple name. +1. Such a simple name. It is about well, in my head, as I was watching it the first half hour or so, it is about a relationship between a mother and daughter who are not getting along very well. The mother is played by Zoe Kazan, who looked extremely familiar. And then I looked her up on IMDb, and no, I was like, was she in The Final Girls? Was she in It Follows? Was she? Where do I know that face from? She's in nothing. I looked at her credentials, credits, and I didn't see anything else that she was in. And her daughter is played by Ella Ballantine, or Bellantine. Another one that while watching the movie, I'm like, you know, there are flashback scenes where she's younger than she is in the main story plot line. And I looked through her credits, and again, never heard of her. So, okay, you know, before I watched this, I was like, all right, this is, well, it was about 10 minutes in. I had to pee. I had to go pee. And I was like, who are these people? And so I looked on IMDb and I found this information out. So as it's going, I'm so fucking pissed off at. Which is probably why I've never heard of this. Because the Brian Bertino fucked it up for everybody. Oh, and he wrote the damn thing too. Didn't you see the doorway you needed to go into? But no, you kept it there and it just fucked. Okay, there may be spoilers. I might just spoil it because I'm so fucking pissed at the ending of this thing. All right, so as it's going along, it's really kind of cool. I knew, being a very low budget, I've never heard of it. I figured, okay, it's gonna be, you know, meandering, bad acting, bad filmmaking, and there's gonna be a monster in it, and it's a mother and daughter trying to survive. Okay. Well, first off, check number 2. It's brilliantly filmed. It is amazing to look at. There's fantastic editing in it. There are some fantastic shots. Most of it takes place at night during a rainstorm in a broken down car in the middle of nowhere, in the middle of forest preserves, on a road in the middle of the forest. And you got lightning, you got thunder, the music. There we go again, number 3. The music is really well done. The sound design is fantastic. I already said the acting, so I'm not gonna. But the acting between these two women are fantastic. But I was saying there are some flashback scenes, and the girl Ella Ballantyne. I was watching the second one, the second time they flash back, and she was in the garage yelling, "I don't want to go with you." That's all I'll say. I was like, did they get an actress that was younger than the main star and looked exactly like? Is that her younger sister? And I think it was all the same actresses, and they just made her look young. And I was like, wow, that's really cool. That is good. As the story progresses up until about the 45-minute mark, I was like, okay, this is called The Monster. Where's the monster? And as you, again, spoilers, as you're watching the movie, you're getting these interesting little bits of dialogue, bits of acting choices, and flashbacks where you're like, oh, maybe it's that kind of movie. And that represents that, and it's gonna, I'll just say the Babadook. It's gonna be something like the Babadook. For those of you who, spoilers, have seen the Babadook, you know what I'm talking about. It's not that, it's that. So I'm watching it along, and it's great. It's fantastic to watch. It's extremely captivating. And I'm going to say this, that not everybody's going to love what I think is captivating, because people are used to that spoon-fed, here's what the story is, and let's get moving, and we're quick, and we're quick. This kind of felt like a movie, again, that I bring back all the time, that nobody probably still haven't seen, even though I've talked about it on this channel, called The Boy. And it's not the one with the mannequin, it's the one with the creation of a serial killer, the little boy out in the country, the one that Rainn Wilson is in, I'll just say. Look that one up. That's a great movie. It's supposed to be a trilogy on as a boy, as a young adult, and then as a man, a serial killer type thing. At least that's what the director has planned. And that movie is brilliant. I love the original The Boy, not the damn mannequin one. So anyway, I thought, okay, this is slow moving. It's not that slow moving, but it's captivating. The direction is really good. The cinematography of them in a car during a thunderstorm that just hit a wolf on the middle of the road, and their car is dead, and they're waiting for a tow truck to come, is really kind of interesting and beautiful to look at. The acting between the two women are fantastic, I thought. And then there are these little, like, raindrops of flashbacks, and you realize, again, spoilers, you realize the mom is an alcoholic that has an abusive relationship from who I can only guess is her father, the young girl's father, but it's never really explained. But you see, like, the young girl hiding in her own little tent down in the basement, trying to avoid the fights, and the bickering, the fights that happen between the mom and daughter. And again, in my mind, I'm like, wow, is it going the Babadook way? And it's more than what just appears on the surface. The movie's called The Monster, and there's a picture of a monster. And you're like, maybe it's about alcoholism and abusiveness between this parent and this daughter, and for some reason this accident kind of is going to bring them together, and they're both going to realize how they need each other, and then, you know, things happen, and all of a sudden there is a death of somebody, not one of the two main protagonists. You know what I'm saying, the main people. And you're like, okay, is that happening or is this happening? Again, that's what this movie is kind of all about. Is this where we're going or is that where we're going? And it better not be that where we're going, because that's dumb. That's predictable. Let's go here. This is really kind of cool. And so I'm watching it, and especially with the flashbacks, and especially with they both have a thing about cracking their knuckles, which they constantly show, and it's like, oh, that means something. And then you got these flashbacks that pop in, and you're like, oh, they really hate each other, and for reasons which are very natural. And what if, I'm just going to say, what if somebody snaps? One of them snaps. And all of a sudden these people, that tow truck driver, whatever, all of a sudden they're dying. And about the 45, maybe 50-minute mark, there's a monster. And a monster is killing someone. And you're like, holy fuck. And then the monster leaves. And you're stuck with a dead body and these two women that are stuck in the car. And me, creative writer, you know, wannabe filmmaker, I'm like, it is going there. And I like this. This is really kind of cool. And then there's a bit of survival thing that kicks in. And that doesn't work out. And somebody gets mauled by the monster. And you're like, this is turning out to be a pretty freaking great movie psychologically. It's like, I couldn't wait. I'm looking. I'm like, oh, it's an hour and a half movie, and I keep moving my feet because the DVD player, the Blu-ray player's down there, and I'm looking at the timer go off, and I'm like, oh, we got about a half hour to go. So I'm figuring there's 5 minutes of credits, and so by the 20-minute mark, we're going to have a Kaiser Soze, as it were. And I'm waiting for it. I'm like, this may be one of those great movies that nobody's ever heard of. This may be something I'm predicting, but I'm not predicting all the way because I don't know how the ending is going to play out, you know? Is it the mom? Is it the daughter? And the daughter has this, she's a little older. She's about 14, 15, I'm guessing. And in the flashback, she's like 12, 10. And she has this teddy bear that plays these children nursery rhymes, you know. And that comes into play a lot. She hits it, and it's like the farmer in the dell, or the mouse ran around, the Pop Goes to Weasel song, and it's very childlike. And there's flashbacks with that where the mom hates that thing and wants to destroy it because during one of their fights it goes off, and she's like, "Oh, you fucking whatever." And then the 10-minute scene, 10 minutes goes by, and something major happens again. And it's like, okay, all right, I'm holding on because it could be that. It's not what's totally evident that they're showing us. It's that. It's that. And then something else happens. The conclusion, the final battle, as it were. Excuse me. And it's like, all right, we're seeing this, but it's really that. And then the final 5 minutes, I'm like, well, as the 5 minutes were counting down, I'm like, come on, they're gonna switch, and then we're gonna see flashbacks to all these deaths. and we're going to see how this is that, and this is that, and this is what really that is. And no, 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 don't, come on, you created something so beautiful, so really so beautiful, a relationship between this mother and daughter, the dialogue they have together, the stress they're going through, the all the hell they're going through, and they're in this situation where it's easy to say it's this, but it would be so fucking better if it was this. And they don't do this. They do that. And then they just, boom, written and directed by Brian Bartino. And you're like, fuck! Why didn't you see what you were doing, and why didn't you do that? It would make them, it would have pushed this movie from a 2 all the way up to a 9 status. And that's not to say that the first, like I said, up until that final minute, when you realize this is all there is, it could have been something so much frickin' better. And I'm sorry, when I see a movie that has so much potential, so much fucking potential, and it's just like, let's just do that ending. There's no explanation where the monster comes from. There's no explanation what the monster is, why he's there, what... It just, like, farts out. It's just... That was a terrible fart. But, man, I'm so disappointed. I'm so fucking disappointed in this movie. Like I said, right at the very beginning, I wasn't expecting anything, but it was building up. It was beautifully shot. It was beautifully acted. It was creating something in my mind that I thought was going there and could be as good as something that can be talked about for years. A la the Babadook. I know there's not a lot of people that like the Babadook. Maybe they don't get it. But those that do really, truly appreciate that movie and understand what that was all about, which is pretty damn fantastic when you do get it and you figure it out. And this could have been something just like that, with all the little seeds, the flashback seeds they put throughout the movie. It was like, it was leading there. It was going there. It should have went there, and it didn't. It took a wrong turn and became just this mediocre, stupid thing. And I'm pissed. I'm so fucking pissed. Because I invested an hour and a half watching this thing. It's... It's like a... what do they call them? Not that I watch porn, but what do they call that? A ruined orgasm. It's like a fucking ruined orgasm. It's like you're there and and you're like, ah, and then right when you just, yeah, she lets go. And it's like, oh, no. Why did I say that? I can't believe I said that. But that's what it was. That's what this frickin' thing was. It was so good. And then... So Brian Bartino, you fucked up. Thank you for ruining my night. Thank you for giving me a... And now, for those viewers that do maybe see this on the Netflix or wherever on cable or something, I suggest you do watch it. I'll give it that, just because of the performances, the way the filmmaking is, which is pretty brilliant. if it went to a brilliant ending. And if you remember my little review, if you watch my little review, my IMO, in my opinion, review, think back of what I'm saying about this, on how it could have been such a much better film than... It's like those last 5 minutes. They could have done something with a bunch of the whole Kaiser Soze thing, where you're like, oh, she killed him, and she did that, and then she bludgeoned her mother, and then... No. It... Oh, such a missed opportunity. Oh, well, I need to throw something else on that's going to make me happy. I don't know. Last night I started Abbott and Costello. Whoa, we're just going way off. But that's okay. That's Roger. It's Channel Donstar. Hey, last night I started watching Abbott and Costello Meet Frankenstein. I got about maybe half hour into it. I was laughing my ass off. All the memories of seeing it the first time and watching it. And I think I'm going to go back and watch the final hour of that. You got Bud Abbott, you got Lou Costello, you got Bela Lugosi, Lon Chaney Jr., Glenn Strange as Frankenstein. I can't think of any of the female actresses, but it's just a brilliant comedy from the late Universal classics. And I think I might just throw that in, or play some GTA 5, because that gets my mind out of there, and I could just have fun. Go check out my game channel, Donstar Gameplay. I'll link over here somewhere. And but anyway, thanks for watching my rant. Most of my IMO reviews, I praise the movies, except for ID4 Regurgence. So this is another really, really disappointing movie. But I said I gotta pick the camera up. I gotta make a review. I gotta talk about ruined orgasms. Oh my God! There's a whole... Never mind. I was gonna say there's a whole subgenre on porn sites. There are so many categories of twisted, fucked up stuff. No wonder our world is so screwed up and Trump is president and... My God, where are the giant ants? Ever since I was a little kid, I was like, I want this world to be attacked by giant bugs or giant monsters like the 50s movies and just destroy half the population so we can start again. Aliens, where the hell are you? Come down and blow us up. Anyway, it's all Roger D, Channel Donstar. Thanks for watching. Thanks for seeing my rant. I hope you enjoyed it. And we'll see you in the next video. All right, everybody. Bye-bye.